All right, so this is a really, really important video. Listen, if you're buying a home in 2026, this is not the same thing as buying a home 5 years ago. Prices are different, interest rates are different, insurance is different, lending rules are different, and buyers are being asked to understand more than ever before. So, and the problem is, most buyers don't even learn the process until they're already in the middle of it. And that's when mistakes happen. So in this video, we're going to walk you through the entire home buying process from start to finish, from getting approved to making the offer to inspections, appraisal, insurance, underwriting, closing, and finally getting the keys. Here you go.
Woo!
To your new house. So basically, if you're thinking about buying a home in 2026, this video is what you should watch before you do anything else. We've been dealing with a lot of buyers recently, and so I thought this video was super important because we're going through this time after time after time again. And we also created a very simple home buying roadmap graphic for this video, kind of like Monopoly except for buying a home, almost like an advent calendar for buying a home, that you can cross through things. So if you follow it step by step, you can move through the process so you know what comes next and what should be focused on. Let's get going. Hey there, if you're new to the channel, you want to learn everything there is to know about living in New Smyrna Beach and surrounding areas like Ormond Beach, Daytona Beach Shores, Ponce Inlet, Port Orange, and Edgewater, then you have come to the right place. My name is Matt Ecoff. It's my beautiful wife, Rachel Ecoff. We are local real estate experts here to share everything from the best neighborhoods to the hottest spots around town. We cover everything from school zones to flood zones. So listen, we get phone calls, emails, text messages, Zoom invites every day from people just like you wanting to move to the beach or wanting to sell by the beach. So whether it's 2 days, 20 days, or 200 days, please don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to help you move to the beach or sell by the beach. Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you get all the updates and notifications about New Smyrna Beach and surrounding areas. All right, so we're going to take this step by step, like I said. So Monopoly board, step by step.
Square one.
Square one, step one, get approved before you fall in love with a house. Okay, this first step is not looking at houses. The first step is getting approved. And there's a big difference between being pre-qualified and being fully approved. Okay, so pre-qualification usually means that you've had a conversation with the lender, you've given them some basic numbers, and they gave you an estimate. Okay, but approval means they've actually reviewed your income, they've looked at your credit, they've looked at your asset, they've looked at your debts, they've looked at your employment, tax records, and they know the whole financial picture. Okay, so that approval letter matters because when we submit an offer, the seller wants to know that you're real, and the selling agent is going to want to know that you're pre-qualified to buy this house before they wait and waste their time. All right, so we need this not for, I think I can buy this, but I'm financially ready to buy this.
I think it's really important too because it helps people show themselves too. This is where I need to stay in. I need to not look at stuff that's, up here out of my price range, weird section where they're like, oh, well, maybe. This is your safe spot and that's what you're approved to buy. And it saves you a lot of heartbreak.
Well, and what if you come down here too on a discovery trip? You're not pre-approved and you're not ready. And let's say you find a house that's the perfect house for you that's just got on the market. We're like, oh my gosh, we're going to pivot for the day and we're going to go look at this house real quick. And we don't get there till Friday at 6 o'clock and you don't have a pre-approval letter and there's multiple showings that day.
And then it gets taken from right under
Now you got a Saturday and a Sunday that you can't get pre-approved through your bank. Yep. And now you've lost the house because you weren't prepared.
And that has happened before. That has happened before. It really like upsets me. It makes me really upset for buyers because we've had that happen to us, and you're just like, you feel so defeated because you're like, all I want to do is help you get to this part of buying the house.
And I know we could have made an offer that would have got us to that point, but you didn't have a pre-approval letter.
Yeah.
So step one is getting a pre-approval letter.
Step two.
All right, step two is knowing your loan options. Okay, in 2026, buyers have several loan options. The big ones is FHA, often used by first-time home buyers or buyers with lower down payment options. We have VA, which is eligible for veterans and service members and their family, often with no monthly mortgage insurance. So those are nice, but they kind of take longer to close sometimes.
And sometimes with no down payment as well.
And no down payment as well, yes. We have conventional. Those are usually for stronger buyers with better credit, and mortgage insurance company can eventually fall off once there's enough equity into the home. We have USDA, which is more local specific, often used to buy more rural areas and also to buy vacant land, deal with this. And then for buyers in New Smyrna Beach, we can also talk a lot about second home loans, investment loans, and DSCR loans for rental properties which I'm not going to get too deep into now because we've done other videos on that before.
Yeah. So what are the things that matter about the home loan, and what does it affect?
All right. So the loan is going to affect the down payment. It's going to affect the monthly payment.
Okay.
It's going to affect the closing cost, potentially the appraisal, the inspection expectations. That was fun to say, inspection expectations.
Inspection expectations.
Say it 5 times fast.
I can't.
Okay.
All right.
And then sometimes how attractive your offer looks to the seller. So there's a lot of reasons why the loan type matters and how it affects potentially buying.
Okay.
Okay, so kind of something you were talking about for a second ago, step 3 is understanding the real cash needed. Okay, this is important because a lot of buyers think that the down payment is the only money that they need, but that's actually completely incorrect.
Not true.
You need to think about the down payment. You need to think about the escrow deposit, which is included. So let's just say you're going to put $100,000 down on the house. You put a $10,000 escrow deposit in. Now you only need to bring $90,000 as your down payment because that $10,000 in escrow does count for that. So
Yes,
it gets taken out of this amount.
That's true, but also to pivot for just a second, your escrow deposit is something that you get back towards your house, because I don't think a lot of people understand that. And the more money you put down into escrow, the more aggressive your offer does look. So you have the option to put down more than what you're talking about.
You're jumping the gun, but yes, you're correct. So again, we need to think about down payment. We need to think about escrow deposit. We need to think about inspections. We're going to run you around $500 to $1,000. You're thinking about appraisal costs, loan costs, title costs, insurance, prepaid taxes, prepaid insurance, and HOA or condo fees if they're applicable. So there is more than just the price of the home itself. And I'll say sometimes the seller can help with the closing costs. That's a big one, especially in a buyer's market. That's called a seller's credit or a seller concession. And we've actually been dealing with some of those very recently. In fact, we helped Gabby and Andrew go under contract because getting them some seller concession on the back end. And then we also helped on a DSCR loan. We helped on $64,500 in seller concession.
Yes.
But now this is a $3.3 million house. So sometimes that's,
but
there's a limit on this.
It still applies to all price ranges.
But it does apply more in a buyer's market than in a seller's market. So in today's market, depending on the property, the seller's motivation, and how long it's been listed, you may be able to negotiate closing costs, help, and concessions, seller credits, things like that. It can make a big difference to the buyers. This is also for sellers too. It can make a big difference to the buyers if this is something that you're offering. All right, so let's get to step 4. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty. We're choosing the right property type. Okay,
this is the fun part.
Yes, this is the fun part. This is where the
fun
lifestyle really matters. Okay, are you buying a single family home? Are you buying a condo? Are you buying a townhouse in Port Orange? Are you buying a beachside investment property, short-term rental? Are you buying a second home? Each one comes with different pros and cons. Okay, so it's important to know this. So a single family home usually is going to give you more privacy, more control, and no shared walls. A condo may give you amenities, also including utilities, lower maintenance, a pool, exterior maintenance, and sometimes a great location, including oceanfront. What are your HOA fees going to look like? What are the rules? What are the reserves? What are the insurance options, questions, and possible rental restrictions? Because some places have rental restrictions.
Absolutely.
So you can't just have this place, part-time in the year and then expect to rent it out the other time of the year when there's 3-month rental restriction. And in Florida, especially near the beach, those details matter. A lot, yes. So before you buy a condo, you need to understand HOA fees and what they cover, and the reserves and the assessments and future assessments and past assessments and what those were for, and insurance and rental rules and pet rules and parking rules, and whether the building is financeable. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a big one, because you don't want to be hit with those big fees or fees at all that you're not expecting.
Think about this for a second. How bad would it be to look for condos for months? Okay, think you found the perfect condo. You fly down and drive down here. You meet with an agent that doesn't know what they're doing. Not us, but an agent that doesn't know what they're doing. And
From Orlando.
And then find out that the unit is non-warrantable, or it's a co-op, or it requires renting. Imagine that.
Ooh.
You've done all this stuff. You've taken all this time, and you didn't know that it was not financeable, or it was a co-op, or that you had to rent a certain period of time.
And now you're just like, my dream has been crushed. Maybe you don't have all of, it could be another way too. You could maybe come down here and then realize I've got to put all the money into it. And some people can still do that. But most people, when they're looking to get like a second house or like a vacation property, they're not looking to buy the whole thing cash like that. Yep. That's scary.
So again, this is an important thing. You behind an Orlando agent, nothing against Orlando agents, nothing against St. Augustine agents, nothing against,
But they know their area.
but they know their area, they don't know ours. And so a co-op is different than a warrantable or a non-warrantable, or, having to rent a certain period of time, or cash only. These are super, super important.
And I would say, just to add on to what you were talking about, it's just a phone call. Just call Matt, call me. We can give you the answers before you even start that process, and tell you, you can say, I'm looking at these places, tell me about that. And he can give you those answers right off the bat.
Yep.
Whether they're warrantable, non-warrantable, what they can be financed, how, when, what, where, why. Just to check off that first box.
All those things. Breathe. It's usually me that's going quick, not you. All right, step number 5. It's exciting, but also nerve-wracking. Making an offer, but making a smart offer. Okay, so we're not going to call step 5 making an offer. We're going to call it making a smart offer. Okay, so once you find the right home or property, now is where we write the offer. But this is where buyers need to understand something important. Price is only one part of the offer. Okay, terms matter too. The terms are really, really important. A strong offer includes the purchase price, figure 92 to 95% on average of the listing price. It includes the escrow deposit, or good faith deposit, some people call it. Okay, figure $10,000 to upwards of $75,000. Financing terms: are you cash, which is like 14 days? Are you conventional, or FHA, which is probably
30.
around 30 days? Are you VA, which is 30 to 45, maybe sometimes 60, or DSCR, which is 21 to 30 days on an investment property?
Well, if you're a cash buyer, you definitely have the smallest window that you are available to close. You can't close before 14 days here in Florida.
That's because title insurance and lien searches require at least 14 days. So some people think they can come down and close in 2 days.
And it's
You
not
can,
a thing.
but not if you don't want a title search. And I would never recommend not getting a
Never,
title
ever,
search,
ever,
because
ever,
anybody
ever.
could come out of the woodwork saying that they had claim to that title. So
Right,
14
so 14-day
days
minimum.
is the minimum on that one. Yeah. So we also have the inspection period, which is important. 10 to 15 days is pretty standard. I would never ever do anything longer than 20 days, because it's just off-putting to the sellers, and especially if they have options.
It gives them anxiety.
Yep. Also, the closing date, which is typically 30 to 45 days, again, depending on the kind of financing terms that you're using. But that's typically 30 to 45 days after you went under contract. Also, are there seller's credits? Are there seller concession? The appraisal terms, and then including personal property. Also, do personal property
Huge with
included.
condos.
This is huge with condos, because you might want $300,000 for the condo all in, but you got some furnishings in there, and somebody might come in and say, well, I'm willing to give you $100,000 in personal property and only $200,000 for the condo. Good for freaking you, because now you're only paying property taxes on $200,000, and $100,000 is coming as kind of a bonus and separate. So
I like it.
that can be used under financing terms. If you have questions further about that, I can give you the loopholes and everything, but that's not for this video now. But there are some great tax loopholes for sellers and buyers. Great. Some of the best. Kind of sound like Donald
Trump.
Yeah, kind of sound like Donald Trump. Some of the best, seriously though, but you got to reach out, because this is not part of that video. And then any contingencies also we're looking for in that's making that smart offer. So sometimes the highest offer isn't the best offer. Sometimes a clean, well-written, well-supported often wins the deal.
Okay.
All right.
If you're following on the board, we are on square 6.
Square 6. Get the offer accepted, but don't let emotion cost you the house. Okay, buying a house is emotional, very emotional. Okay, and sometimes buyers lose a house over $5,000 or $10,000. Now, I'm not saying overpay for the house, but you need to understand the monthly difference. Okay, sometimes $10,000 in price may be relatively small difference in the monthly payment, especially if you're doing a 15 or 30-year mortgage, depending on the interest and the loan terms, of course. So the question then becomes, is the house worth losing it over that amount? Okay, again, it's emotional, but try not to let it be emotional, because in the end of the day, this is a business transaction. So is the house worth losing over $5,000 or $10,000? Maybe it is. Maybe the answer is yes sometimes, but maybe it's no or absolutely not. I got to get in this house. Okay. And so just don't make it. Let's get the offer accepted and go under contract. That's super important. Okay. Now, again, if you're following along with the graphic, this is where the process starts to feel very real. Okay. This offer is accepted, but you're not done yet. This is where inspections, insurance, appraisals, and underwriting all start working together. This is actually where we do the most work. Okay. Because you might find the house and be like, why the heck am I hiring a real estate agent if I found a house myself? Well, that's not the hard part. The hard part is this stuff coming up. So step number 7 is the inspection period. Woohoo!
We're under contract.
Okay. So now once the offer is inspected, or once the offer is accepted, the inspection period now begins. This is usually where buyers feel the most stress, okay, because every house has something, okay?
Yes.
I say it all the time, there is no such thing as a perfect home. And in fact, there's no such thing as a perfect inspection either. So, all right, so let me be clear. The house inspection is not there to make the house look perfect, okay? It's there to help you understand what you're buying, what you're getting into, okay? So we're looking for major issues. We're looking at the roof. We're looking at the HVAC. We're looking at the plumbing. We're looking at the electrical. Actually, those are the big four.
Those are
the
the
4-point inspection. Those are the big ones that matter on your insurance costs.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're also looking for water intrusion. We're looking for wood rot. We're looking at termites, structural concerns, appliances, windows, and safety items. Okay, because in Florida, especially beachside, you also want to think about wind mitigation, the 4-point inspection, which is just included, flood zones, and what the insurance is going to cost.
And your insurance is really hanging on to what that inspection says.
100%, especially on the 4-point. That's it's hanging on to that, and that can be a difference between owning and not owning the property. Because of $4,000, a year rolled into your insurance, versus $12,000 a year, not rolled into your insurance, rolled into your mortgage payment. Because listen, insurance is a make it or break it deal here in Florida. There's no question. We've come across this too many times before. So during the inspection period, we're not just inspecting the home. We're checking, can you insure it? We're checking, what will that insurance cost if we can get it? Is flood insurance required? If you're in flood zone X or X500, it is not. Rachel says all the time, X marks the spot. Are there roof, electrical, plumbing, or HVAC issues that are going to affect the coverage? These are the main things that we're looking at during that inspection period.
And inspection period is kind of like, I'm like this with it, because I get anxiety for buyers during in the inspection period.
Of course, you never know what's going to pop up, and you never know what's going to trigger that person.
Yes, and I know we've had some homes that we just all loved. We loved the house, and then there were some major issues with it, and sometimes you have to walk away. It doesn't matter how much you love the house. Sometimes it's in your best interest to say, like, this has foundation issues. It's just
I've lost deals. I've lost deals with viewers.
Yes.
Jim and Allison from Colorado City.
Sometimes Colorado. That is just the right thing to do.
Sometimes it is. And you have to have that right inspector. And again, that's where local people come in. You hire somebody from Orlando. They don't know the experts that know beachside and what's important and what's not important beachside versus, hiring an inspector out of Orlando that doesn't understand.
Yeah, we never want to skimp on inspection.
Never want to skimp on inspection. Good point. All right. So step number 8. Now we're looking at insurance and flood zones. Okay. This is one of the biggest things buyers moving to Florida need to understand. Yes, it's one of my favorite things to look at, especially in coastal Volusia County. You need to know if the home is in a flood zone. Some zones may require flood insurance if you're financing the property. Okay, anything that ends in an DE, AE, VE is going to require flood insurance. If you're in flood zone X or X500, flood insurance is not required. Also, if you're buying cash, flood insurance is not required on anything, although it'd be important.
I would advise you to get it.
And I'd advise to get it even on flood zone X and X500 where it's not required, because it's going to be very minimal cost. It's going to be $600 to $1,200 a year, $50 extra a month, $100 extra a month to have it 100% peace of mind, All right, let's talk about this too. Insurance quotes can vary a ton, so it's smart to get more than one insurance quote. Okay, this is that inspection period time that we're looking at this stuff. So these can be massive differences. That's why we recommend to get insurance quotes early in the process, not 3 days before closing. This is really important. Okay, we want to know premiums, we want to know deductibles, hurricane deductibles, flood requirements, flood deductibles, wind coverage, content coverage, interior property coverage, and then whether the home qualifies based upon roof age and condition.
And I think shopping insurance early is so important, because you need to start doing it during that due diligence period. Like
during the 15 days. During the 15 days.
You have to do it, because what if you get hit with something you weren't expecting, and that insurance makes your home unaffordable?
Yep.
And then you don't want to get caught in a situation where you did it after the 15 days. Now the home is unaffordable to you, and you're stuck.
And you lose your escrow deposit.
You lose your escrow if you have to walk away. That is a nightmare for you as a buyer, and that's upsetting.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into number 9, which is the appraisal. Okay, if you're financing the home, a lender is going to order an appraisal. Okay, the appraisal's job is to determine whether the home supports that purchase price based on comparable sales in the area.
Now, that is not something that we as real estate agents get to have any sort of control or effect over. Your lender is the one that does the appraisal.
And they
order.
pick it, and I try to show up when I know about it, but most of the time they don't let us know because they don't actually want us there. So the appraisal has nothing to do with us.
We are non-biased in it, and we're not allowed to be.
So if the appraisal comes in low, then if it comes in high, then congratulations. You're walking right into equity.
We love it.
If it comes in low, though, then we have options. The buyer and seller can renegotiate. The buyer can bring the difference if they need to. The seller can reduce the cost, or depending on the contract, the buyer may have the ability to completely get out of it. They might be able to get out of the deal completely. So this is where we look at comps before writing an offer. Okay, you don't want to blindly offer a number and hope that the appraisal works.
That's so true, because just because somebody listed their house at XYZ price does not mean that that house is actually worth what they are trying to sell it at.
Yep. All right, step number 10, we're getting close, guys. Now we're into underwriting. Okay, after the inspection, let me say the word wrong. After the inspection to the appraisal, the loan still has to go through underwriting. Okay, this is where the lender verifies everything that you've given them. So hopefully you've told the truth at this point. This is income and assets and employment and credit and bank statements that you're going to provide, insurance, appraisal, title, contract. Everything is going to be included in this period of time. And this is where buyers need to be very, very careful. If you're a buyer and you're watching this, talking about what it looks like buying in 2026, this is where you need to be super careful. Do not
list.
Capital letters. Do not open any new credit. Do not buy any furniture. Do not finance a car. Do not move large sums of money without documentation from one account to another account. Do not quit your job. Oh my God, don't quit your freaking job. Okay? Don't change your job. Don't miss any payments. Don't make unusual deposits without talking to your lender or talking to me first. Okay? Basically, don't do anything financially weird during this time before closing. Okay?
But some people don't know that buying a car is weird, quote unquote, but how many people have made that mistake in the middle of their transaction?
Or changing jobs. That might be why you're moving. Probably not to coastal Volusia County, because this isn't an area that people typically move for jobs unless you got a job with, Daytona International Speedway or Advent Hospital,
and
or
if you do, cool guys.
or Emory-Riddle University. Yeah, it's cool, but let me know up front you're moving because of a job, because then we need to talk about that early to the lender.
Oh yeah.
Not that you just lost your job or you're changing jobs with income not supported. Like don't do anything weird. Okay?
Basically, don't do anything weird. Don't buy anything until you close on that house.
Yes, boring is good in underwriting. Be boring. You only have to be boring for 15 days. Okay, after the inspection period, just be boring.
That's what you should remember. Underwriting, be boring.
Underwriting, be boring. Yes. All right. So again, we're getting really, really close now. We're at step 11, which is closing disclosure. Okay, before closing, you'll receive a settlement statement or closing disclosure. This is going to show your final loan terms. This is going to show your monthly payments, your closing costs, your cash needed to close, what you need to bring, insurance, and then any prepaid items that you might have. Okay, this is where you want to review everything carefully. I will review for the buyer and the seller, no matter what side I'm on. And if I'm on both sides, then I'll look at for both of them. Okay, this again, where we want to review everything carefully. We want to make sure that the numbers match what you expected and what's been discussed before. And if something looks off, ask questions immediately.
Right away.
Okay, step number 12. This is the final walkthrough. This is where you start losing sleep. You start getting really happy and really giddy.
This is like the day before Disney World.
This is step 12. This is the final walkthrough. We are almost there. Okay, the final walkthrough. This is usually happens shortly before closing, usually the day of or maybe the night before. Okay, this is things where we're walking around the property, walking around the house. We're checking that the home is in the expected condition that we purchased it under. The agreed repairs were completed. This is important if you've asked for anything during that inspection period. Appliances are still there. They were included in the property.
Nothing's been taken.
Personal property is removed unless it's agreed upon that it's supposed to stay, unless you bought some of that separately. And then nothing major has changed since the inspection period. Okay, this is not another full inspection. This is just a chance where you get to make sure that the property is ready for you. All right, step number 13.
You made it.
We made it. We're at a closing day. Woohoo!
Woo!
Closing day is where you sign the final document. Okay, this shouldn't take horribly long. Now, if you're financing, it's going to take a little bit longer. It's going to be a little bit more paperwork. Basically, you're signing that you understand the loan and that you agree to pay the loan back. Okay, and that the home is clear of title, and that the names are correct, and that we're buying it together and not separately. You're not under an LLC. You either have wired the appropriate funds at this point, or you'll have a cashier's check, depending on the title company's instructions for you for the difference that you need to come to closing with.
Which you will know far before closing.
Yes. Now, this is very, very important. Very important. On the screen, all red, capital letters, exclamation point. Very important. Always verify wiring instructions directly with the title company by phone. Wire fraud is real.
It's
we have
rampant.
to sign paperwork all the time. Every buyer and seller has to, say wire fraud prevention paperwork they have to sign off. Wire fraud's real. Do not rely on email instructions. Call the title company by phone to make sure this is what you need to do. Okay?
And they are happy to walk you step by step through it.
This is a simple phone call.
It is.
All right, step 14, you thought we were done, but step 14 is funding and handing the keys over. After signing, the title company confirms everything is complete. Then the loan funds, the transaction records, and once everything is officially closed, you get the keys. Here's the keys to your new home.
Fingers up.
Yep. This is the moment everyone's waiting for. You're officially a homeowner in coastal Volusia County.
Yay!
Unless you're calling me from somewhere else, and then I'm helping you find something in your area.
Right.
So then plug that and clap for you then too. Local buyer advice for coastal Volusia County, because we're talking about coastal Volusia County.
Okay.
If you're buying a new Smyrna Beach specifically, or coastal Volusia County, here's some things I would pay important attention to. Okay, number 1, we're looking for flood zones. Number 2, we're looking at insurance. Number 3, we're looking at roof age. These are like the most important, the highest level, most important things. Number 4, rental restrictions if you're buying for investment. Number 5, HOA or condo financials. Number 6, walkability and lifestyle. This is super important because buying here is not just about the house, it's about how you want to live.
Oh, I agree with that entirely.
Right?
Yeah.
Beachside, mainland, golf cart access, boating, restaurants, Flagler Avenue, Canal Street, investment opportunities and potential. All of this matters. So, I'm going to say this, super important. If you spend any time with me or you're watching my videos, you'll hear me say this a lot. A great house in the wrong location is probably not right for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is lifestyle. This is lifestyle driven.
Absolutely.
Okay? And listen, a property online may actually be perfect because it may be location, zoning, or rental potential. Or what looks perfect online might be a piece of crap to you. Might not be anything that you want at all.
And if you want that roadmap graphic that we just showed up on the screen and have been talking about this entire video, reach out. We will send it to you. We literally use it like a checklist to help buyers go all the way around the board. Each one of these things is important.
Step 1,
kind
step
of
2, step 3,
makes it fun.
Advent calendar.
It's like an advent calendar.
It's like an advent calendar.
Or Monopoly.
Or Monopoly.
One of the way
all the way from funding to getting the keys. All right, so here's my final advice. If you're buying in 2026, the biggest advice is don't wing it. Get approval first. Know your numbers. Understand the loan. Study the location. Inspect the property. Check insurance early. Understand the contract and work with people who do this every day.
Like you?
Like us.
Weird.
And buying a home doesn't have to be stressful if you know the process before you start, okay? And if you're thinking about buying a new Smyrna Beach or Ormond Beach or Daytona Beach Shores, Ponce Inlet, Port Orange, or Edgewater, or anywhere nearby, reach out. Actually, in fact, and even if you're not looking to buy it locally, reach out anyway, because I can get you with a qualified agent, somebody that I know or I've pre-qualified myself that can help you and understands all this stuff. And I can even share these things with you, not that they won't already know, just to make sure the process is easy. But then that way you can still cross it off with them if you're not with us, okay?
Yeah.
And if you find this helpful, please make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe, because we do these videos every single week. Listen, we get phone calls, emails, text messages, Zoom invites every day from people just like you wanting to move to the beach. So whether it be in
2 days, 20 days, 200 days.
Please don't hesitate to reach out. We'd love to help you move to the beach. We will see you on the next one. Thanks so much.
Bye, and happy buying.